Now, this man I worked with at 6PR Radio, he's a producer, he's a presenter, he's a very talented man. He's actually also a comedian, I think. Steve Collins is looking around wondering who I'm talking about.
Talented. You said talented. I'm wondering where it is.
No, you're talented, Steve. Tell me, around here you'd be classed as second talented to me, of course.
Of course, naturally, yes.
Would have to have a hierarchy.
Oh, yes.
But welcome to the couch for the first time.
Thanks very much. It's wonderful.
You've got a great new segment called Talking Travel, and
yes.
you run something called Radio Roaming. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Radio Roaming, it's www.radioroaming.com. It's an internet travel station. It's where our little keyword is talking travel 24/7.
Why do we need that? Why is there a need in the market for this?
Well, I was told that travel doesn't work on radio. Well, that's like a red rag to a bull to mouth. Well, if travel's not working on radio, I'll start my own travel radio station, because I have been a travel broadcaster and journalist for some time. And I'm getting the most wonderful interviews. Last night I talked to a bloke who went overland through West Africa, and there's just wonderful stories out there. I talked to a lot of people who have actually been out there and travel. It's not so much promoting hotels or whatever. It's just really interesting travel stories.
Is there a type of travel that people are taking out? Are they into the cheap tickets? Because there's a lot of cheap tickets.
Look, they're into everything. Cruises is a really, really big one at the moment. That's growing every year, and we're getting more and more cruise ships coming here to Perth and to Australia and New Zealand. In fact, the Princess Cruises and Celebrity, they're putting more ships into the Australian, New Zealand market. So that's the big one. The other big one is, of course, the cheap flights. It's made going overseas much easier, or even flying within Australia and New Zealand much easier, because you can afford to do it. I picked up a $199 fare on Qantas to Melbourne the other day, which is really unheard of. But it's because of the competition.
And I know that a couple of weeks ago I could have had the opportunity to go to Sydney for $50 on Jetstar.
Oh yes, just amazing.
Celebration. So I tell people on the 2nd of June as well, there's apparently something mega happening with AirAsia.
There is. I don't know what it is. I've got some contacts there and they won't tell me, but I'm looking forward to that. Fortunately, I've got a little bit of money in my account, so I might have to splurge.
Splurge a bit. And that's what I do. I pre-book, and then I go when the fares are on. I don't go when I want to go. That's the best way to do it,
yeah. So if you go when you want to go, you're going to pay a bit extra, but it still doesn't matter. There's still budget airfares out there. You get what you pay for, which is basically the flight.
And do you get a lot of people like me? A lot of my friends say, "Oh, I'm not flying Jetstar anymore. I'm not flying AirAsia anymore because they didn't have this or they didn't have that." And I think if you know what you're getting and you read the conditions, and all you're looking for is an airfare that's safe.
Yep.
I think they're the best.
They are. Look, a lot of people actually don't read it, and a lot of people think, I'm going to pay nothing for this airfare, therefore I want a full service airline. You're not going to get it. You get what you pay for. Simple as that.
Well, I'm going to look forward to having you on every month talking travel, but let's get straight into you've got some fantastic destinations you've been to.
Well, we were talking about AirAsia, and I've just come back from Terengganu, which is on the northwest coast of Peninsular Malaysia. Oh, wow. Now, Terengganu, it sounds like a Muppet song, doesn't it? But it's not. It is the most wonderful. It's very, very pretty. It's an Islamic state, and the capital is Kuala Terengganu. But what they are trying to do, they're promoting tourism there. Kuala Terengganu is a beach city. It's a water city. Within about 2 minutes walk from the main CBD, there's this wonderful beach.
So you know how we go to, in Malaysia, I've been to, is it Penang? I've been to Kuala Lumpur.
Yep.
How far away, or what destination is it far from there?
Well, if you look, it's northwest, so it's on the northwest coast of, it's sort of probably directly east from Penang, and it's certainly northwest from Kuala. It's a 41-minute flight from KL. So it's quite handy, but it's the most beautiful place.
So I think we've got some photos as well. We're going to have a
look We've got a little video that I've done of my trip there. We have a look at the video, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it.
Let's have a look.
Terengganu is on the east coast of Peninsular Malaysia. Its capital city, Kuala Terengganu, has got these fantastic beaches that are literally on its doorstep, just a few minutes from the centre of the city. One of the major attractions is Lake Kenyir, which is about an hour's drive from Kuala Terengganu, and although it is entirely man-made, it is the largest lake in Malaysia. Here I participated in a rather difficult jungle trek, which included fording rivers on unusual types of ferries. But the reward at the end was a beautiful stream where I got a free foot massage from these very polite fish. The main attraction for me, though, was Redang Island, which is famous for its warm, crystal clear waters where snorkeling is a must. But it also has the most gorgeous beaches and lovely resorts where you can just sit back, relax and enjoy one of the most magical places in Malaysia.
Incredible. You obviously enjoy your travel.
I love the travel and I love going to different places. That's the first time I've been there, and I have to tell you, I've got to tell you about Redang Island.
Okay.
Redang Island is it's about an hour and a half by fast ferry from Kuala Terengganu. It is the most spectacular spot. It's the biggest island off the peninsula, or off the Malaysian east coast. It's got the most gorgeous, gorgeous beaches. There's marine sanctuaries around there where you can go snorkeling and diving, and it's just a fantastic spot.
Any shopping?
There is shopping on the island.
Okay.
There's not much shopping in Kuala Terengganu because really they're just gearing up for tourism, and that's a good time to get in there because it's.
I remember Kuching and Kota Kinabalu when I first went there 20 years ago. There's nothing there now. They're huge places.
Well, and not only that, it's a good time to go there when they're just establishing it because the prices are cheaper. Because at the moment they don't have brand hotels there. They have Malaysian resorts, which are very good, but they're not the Sheratons or the
Give them
Hiltons.
5 or 10 years. Now, you've got a couple of other destinations.
Yes, one of them is, I want to talk about this place in Samoa. It's called the Lupacina Tree Resort.
There it is,
now,
beautiful.
it's a great story. Carol and Jack Batchelor were from Oregon. They fell in love with Samoa. They decided they want to go there and build a resort. They built a resort on the coast. 7 months after they were there, there was a tsunami came in, wrecked everything.
Yeah.
They loved so much they wanted to stay there, but they insisted that they buy a property on the hill. They got there, there was nothing there except for these massive trees, and Jack was a builder, so he said, I'm going to build tree houses, and that is their resort.
How beautiful would that be?
The first one is Samson, which is in a banyan tree. It's a 4-storey, 2-bedroom tree house. You shower inside the tree, and then the other one is called Stargazer, which is built on an avi tree, which is a Samoan tree. And it has a glass roof above the bedroom, so you just sit there and you watch the sky at night. Fantastic. It's a number one rated, it's called Lupacina, Lupesina resort.
Beautiful.
That means white dove in Samoan. Yep. And it is the most gorgeous spot. In fact, it's been nominated as the best hotel on TripAdvisor. Fantastic.
Sounds like a great place to go. And you've also got some Australian destinations.
Yeah, the Blue Mountains. I was up there literally just after the bushfires
look at that.
last October. It is the most, it's 2 hours out of Sydney. It is the most gorgeous, gorgeous place.
I've been on that
This is Scenic World. Well, that's the cable car, and you also have the Skyway, and you have the world's steepest incline railway there. Which goes down to the
500 metres or something, or not?
I'm not quite sure the distance. It's on a slope of 56 degrees, which is really. In fact, you're standing up as you go down.
Do you know what got me about that car? We got in it and it was all good, and then they clear the floor, and I was so scared. I lay on the floor for the whole half an hour. It's incredible. It's massive. It fits about 50 people or so in there.
The Skyway.
They've got those LED liquid thing on the floor, so you think it's just a normal black floor.
No, and you're walking it.
And then all of a sudden you're up in the middle of the forest.
Well, I can tell you how high that Skyway is. If you've done the Harbour Bridge climb in Sydney, it's double that.
Incredible.
It's about 710 metres high. But it's a fantastic place.
Anything else you want to touch on very quick? We've got about a minute to go.
Have we got a minute to go?
Got a minute.
Well, what about somewhere in Western Australia? And one little place I like is, well, two, Greenhead and Lehman, just up the coast, about 3 hours north of Perth on the Indian Ocean Drive. Very, very small hamlets. They're just terrific little, very, very quiet. They're crayfishing towns, but you can hire whole houses there for a reasonable rate, and it's just a perfect way to get away if you just want to get away for a weekend or something. Get away from the crowds, because there ain't no crowds there. Greenhead and Lehman, just north of Perth, about 3 hours up the Indian Ocean Drive.
Now, Steve, if people want more information about your fantastic radio travel program, where can we go?
Well, you can get me on www.radioroaming.com. I'm on a couple. I'm on the internet. I'm on also TuneIn Radio, Radio Web Central, and a few others. So you can go and have a look. And if you just go and and Google Radio Raymond, you'll find me.
Now, please go to our website too. If you've got questions for Steve, I'd love you to send them to us if you want tips or advice, and I'll pass them on to Steve. And next month when he comes in, it might even be quicker than next month. He's a very interesting man. Fantastic segment. And Steve, I'm looking forward to some of your tips about travel when there is things happening in the market.
We can talk about tips next time, particularly things about what to wear when you go away, travel insurance, and health issues as well. They're all very important.
I'm looking forward to having Steve Collins or Grumpy in the studio again from a fantastic travel segment. Talking travel, unlike radio, they play music to tell us to shut up. Can you hear it?
I can't hear anything.
I'm deaf as well. We're going to just sit here. We need to take a break. Thank you to Steve Collins. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Thanks very much.
Nice having him on board. Check out his website or check out ours. We'll be back with more of The Couch right after this.